going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is another fun day on the farm. We are getting rid of some of this fence line. We've brought in the reinforcements right behind me with a loader. My buddy Cody's up here giving me a hand. So let's get to work and see how much of this fence line we can clear. Stick around. All right, so what we're working on is this fence line that is right by our garden, as you can see behind us. This is the fence line between our pastures and where we have our fruit orchard. All the fence posts, the T-posts, the barbed wire, everything like that, I've already gone through and torn everything out so he doesn't hurt his loader anyway. But man, does he ever make really short work of this fence line. So really happy he came up. Here's a little preview of what it's going to look like. So this area right here, we've already cleaned out just a little bit by hand. And then this is the area that Cody's working on. Just completely cleans it right down to the ground. He gets all the stumps, the rocks, everything right out. Just throws it over the side for me, and we'll come back through with the little Kubota and the forks. A little bit later on, we'll just clean all that up and burn it. Well, I was trying to help Cody out and get rid of some of this brush, get it out of the way with the forks. But once again, this front tire has come back to bite me and came off its bead. He's still making short work of this fence line. There are a couple of T-posts that we're trying to clear out. We're just using this piece of cable right here as a snatch strap, wrapping it around the T-post, and then he's pulling it up with a bucket. Pretty easy. Just as easy as that. So all I'm going to have to do is come through here with the bucket on my tractor, and I'm gonna have to just regrade this real quick. Then we'll run through here with the brush hog and actually just knock down and knock off some of these roots. Some of this low-lying stuff like the briars and poison ivy, get all that cleaned up. Regrade it one more time, and I think we should be good to go. So in the next few weeks, we should be doing some fence lines. Super excited. Well, Cody is efficiently working his way down the fence line, and we've been discussing some of these trees. The Bradford pears we're getting rid of because they're pretty weak and they tend to blow over in windstorms and stuff like that. Cherry trees we get rid of because wilting cherry leaves or leaves from the cherry tree will actually kill livestock if you're not careful. So the only trees that I'm looking to leave are actually like these big walnuts. So I've gone through about 2 weeks ago and we've cut out all the lower branches right off of these trees to give him room to clean out the rest of this fence line. And these trees serve as not only a windbreak, but some sort of shade for the cattle eventually when we have the cattle up here. All right, so at this point, Cody's still working for a few more minutes. I'm actually headed to the house to eat dinner with the family, but he's gonna stick around for a few more minutes, try and pluck out a few more trees, get down to the actual tree line where the forest is. He's gonna stop and be back up here tomorrow, but he's doing a phenomenal job. If you are in the Chattanooga area and you need any excavation work, I'm telling you right now, Cody's your man. He's quick, he's precise, and he's very clean with that loader. He knows exactly what he's doing. He does a phenomenal job. He does a lot of septic tanks, he does a lot of culverts, just a lot of general digging. Like for us, he does everything. So if you're in the Chattanooga area, I'm going to drop Cody's contact information in the description of this video. Be sure to give him a call. He's a really great guy, comes from a great family. We really appreciate all the hard work that he's been doing for us. All right guys, so we came home straight after we got out of work, came right up here to work on the fence line, tried to beat Coty up here, that way I could try and clean up some of this brush. Threw the pallet forks on, grabbed the big piles of stuff that he pulled out while I was down eating dinner with the family last night. Got all those stacked where we could burn it, and I'm going to now show you exactly how I'm going to clean up this area, or how I cleaned up the other fence line, and it's actually worked out pretty well for us. So check out what we got going on. So this is what the ground looks like after Cody's cleared it, and I've gone through with the straight edge bucket right here, done a back drag towards the woods and tried to clean out as much as I could. There's obviously big rocks and there's roots and not too many stumps. He's done a really good job of cleaning everything out. What I do, and it's worked really well, last year at this time, this fence line looked exactly the same way right over here. So as you travel down this way, it looked exactly like what I just showed you. I'm just keeping this mowed. Just keep it mowed, pick all the rocks out by hand, throw them in a bucket, put them in the woods. You can see that the briars, the poison ivy, the jasmine vine, everything that we had growing up on this fence line has pretty much just given up and the grass has taken over. So this is exactly what I wanted. It's worked out flawlessly. So we're gonna do the same thing on this fence line. Cody's down in the woods right now. He's actually making a path so I can get down there with the tractor and the four-wheeler and start putting together our new fence line. So Jacob's come to join me. He wants to join in on the excitement, and we'll go see what Cody's up to. So what Cody's doing right now is he's driving down the fence line in the woods, and he's clearing out 16 feet off of the fence line. So I can get down here with the tractor or the four-wheeler and clean out all the fence line. This fence line is an absolute mess. It's covered in vines, briars, poison ivy, everything. It's 9 strands of barbed wire on top of field fence, on top of electric. So it's gonna be a lot of work to clean out this last fence line, but he's hard at work. So let's check out some footage of what he's got going on. So all he's doing right here for me is just pushing all this brush aside, and I'm gonna come through here and grab it all with the tractor. Try not to take up too much of his time. He's been really awesome by coming up here and helping me out. I can't thank him enough. So try and keep his time up here to a minimum. Just push all the brush aside. I can get right down here with the tractor, pick all this stuff up with the forks, drag it up in the field, and then we'll burn that as well. All right, so a little bit more cleanup work for my tractor. We got all these branches trimmed off the walnuts. That way there's no low-hanging branches. This one's actually wrapped up in some vines. I'll just pull it out, but anything that can catch the rops on the tractor is going. That way I can mow right up against the fence line. Coty is almost down to our house, so Gabrielle and Jacob have come up to see what he's up to. But man, again, he's making short work of this. All right, guys, so Coty actually went home last night, and while he was home, I came through and graded all this afternoon. So he's going to be at home for a couple weeks. He's got some side jobs to do with the loader, so he's bringing that back. And when he comes back in a couple weeks, we're actually going to have a mini excavator. He's bringing one in, and we're going to be clearing the corner at the bottom of the hill, as well as the 75 feet of fence line that's mainly like brush and stuff. Which is the final section of fence line. The reason why we're tackling that with the mini excavator is because it gets really washed out at the bottom of this hill where the fence line runs. All the runoff from our neighbor's field and our field kind of runs down there, so it's gotten really washed out over time. And I think we both feel better with a smaller piece of equipment. So he's going to come back with a mini excavator, and if you want to see that, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And if you like watching him work as I did, make sure you hit that like button. But until next time, we hope you have a great day. I did.